A very good evening on a Sunday. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the MUVI TV main news at 18:30 hours. We look at the headlines. Chikuli is made with filthy old Soweto market. Government halts eviction of Lutikila forest encroachers. Emmanuel Mwamba flags offside Grant Thornton audit of security wings. Namde district poor sanitation worries lawmaker. You can tune in to watch this news live on Facebook on our handle Ask MUVI TV with details and Keith Wemba. Some marketeers in Lusaka's Soweto market have bemoaned filthy conditions in the facility despite paying between 5 and 7 kwacha every day to the Lusaka City Council for garbage collection and general sanitation. Speaking in separate interviews, the marketeers claims LCC is understaffed and only collects garbage in intervals or when government officials are visiting the area. The traders were speaking when a member of Parliament, Monty Chinkuli, toured the market to familiarize himself with the conditions under which the people are working in. And Mr. Chinkuli has expressed disappointment with what he terms inhabitable conditions in which marketeers are operating in despite paying LCC for cleaning services. He has urged LCC to move in and rectify the situation, stating that in normal circumstances, the market could have not been allowed.
Old Soweto market is arguably one of Zambia's biggest and oldest markets. The market caters for both retail and wholesale. However, Soweto market is also infamously known for filth that characterizes the facility, especially during the rain zone. Over the years, the situation was worsened by the presence of political cadres who imposed their authority over the Lusaka City Council, else in collecting user charge from traders. However, after ascending into power, the United Party for National Development, UPND-led administration has banned cadreism in public places such as here. But more than 1 year down the line, the situation in the market is far from different, and according to some marketeers, it is worse.
Then second, drainage ni poor system wapangira. Muna meshinga refu makuria. Yes, I'm going to broke up.
The most important thing, I think the council have to do much when clean. Otherwise, they don't clean. They can only clean when there is any senior personnel coming here.
Touring the facility on Sunday, Kanyama Member of Parliament, Moti Chinkuli, who has a large number of electorates trading in the market, has expressed shock at the situation
in the market where people are actually made to pay on daily basis for their trading in these spaces. It's something that I thought maybe those funds will be somehow brought back into looking at the health aspect of the people. But it's like we as leaders, we just collecting these funds, then we channel them somewhere else. Because if these funds are meant for the welfare of the people, part of it to look at the cleanliness, part of it to look at the drainage system within the confines of the market, I think we wouldn't have found such a situation. And look, people are busy eating here, and look at what is here. It's something which is actually very, very sad. And for me, I would not be surprised if I hear that there's an outbreak of cholera anytime.
He has since called on the City Council to move in and bring sanity in the trading place. While the deaths may not solely be blamed on authorities, it is hoped that LCC will take the lead in coming up with measures to keep Old Soweto market clean. For MUVI TV News, I'm Kaptula Afias in Lusaka.
Now, government has put on hold the decision to evict encroachers in Lutikila Forest in Muchinga Province. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Gary Nkombo says the move is aimed at allowing further discussions to explore other options of resolving the matter. Mr. Nkombo says despite the issue falling under different ministry, government collectively agreed to allow further discussions, especially that the rainy season has begun. He was speaking when he met 4 traditional leaders in the province.
The meeting we had in Pika, a preliminary meeting between the provincial permanent secretary, the MP, myself, and my peers. We have agreed to submit ourselves to you for further discussions, and maybe for now, I couldn't say it in no uncertain terms, but what is going on in my mind is that I must go to the minister responsible and say, pull back a bit, and let's talk some more. Everyone who's involved, so that this decision, if it will ever be executed, it should have everyone buying. No one should come and say, buy it to the car and the time of the rain. But for now, we've agreed that this is a matter we should suspend, to allow for more discussions. And then if, as one of the low-hanging solutions, is to say, for how long have these people been living in this forest? How many of them they have sentimental attachment to this piece of land where they were buried, maybe they are loved one. And so to simply come and say, now you are shifting the exodus movement of the people may not be carrying the human face. So we thought that maybe we can agree as one of the interventions that the borderline of where our people have settled must be now protected so that there is no more further encroachment into the forest, so that these effects can start showing the effects early in our lives, and to indicate that probably our people who are living there must be sensitized much more on how to assist the forest to recharge itself, so that it continues performing the God-given function of the forest to recharge the water system.
So there was need for the government, firstly, to engage traditional leaders and the local communities, and also carry out what we are already alluded to, the economic or socio-economic survey, to determine as to whether there is a need for the government and the people to dig as a part of that. Because we appreciate the government's efforts towards the preservation of the forest. But this should be done by the present generation as well as
Center for Environment Justice CEJ has welcomed government's decision to shut down large-scale manganese open-pit mine operating within Muchinda Boarding Secondary School premises in Serenje District, Central Province. The Center for Environment Justice CEJ is happy with government's quick response to the matter after having exposed the issue 2 weeks ago. CEJ Head of Research Freeman Mubanga, in an interview, emphasized that the stop order issued by Zambia Environmental Management Agency ZEMA at the mine was a clear demonstration that environmental protection issues are a priority in all spheres of governance. Mr. Mubanga says the closure of the mine was a demonstration that government was moving at a pace with the Zambia was sailing at the international level, as it is the current chair of the Africa Group of Climate Change Negotiators. Last week, the Zambia Environmental Management Agency ZEMA closed down an illegal manganese mine operating in the premises of Muchinda Primary School in Serenje District. Acting ZEMA Director General Maxwell Nkoya stated that an assessment done by inspectors at the site found that the mine had no authority to embark on large-scale mining at the school.
We create certain gaps and loopholes that have led to people kind of getting land anywhere regardless. Because when people build in the water recharge zones, what it means is that in the future, we are going to have scarcity of water. And currently the Lusaka Water and Sewerage is struggling to actually produce the required quantities for water supply for most households. And I remember sometime in 2016, Lusaka Water had warned, said this indiscriminate drilling of boreholes everywhere without following the stipulated guidelines, there was a risk of depleting underground water. This is basically like 7 years later, we are now feeling the impacts. So it all goes back to respecting the regulatory framework with regards to housing development and also urban development.
And still to come in the news, a southern-based lawmaker has observed the need for people involved in money laundering and good other financial-related crimes to be regarded as committing capital offenses. We'll now take a break. We'll be coming back shortly.
Paying for groceries the old way.
3, 4, yeah, 5.
I don't even know what he's doing.
7, 8, 9.
Allow me.
Paying for groceries with the My Airtel app. You have the power in your pocket. The power to conveniently pay for goods and services. Unlock that power with the My Airtel app. Visit the App Store or Google Play now.
That's my wife. Yeah, let me just take these coins. Yeah.
Five down. What's up?
Five plus two equals 8. Kaya kaya. 5 plus 2 equals 8. Kaya kaya. 5 plus 2 equals 1. Joy.
When numbers don't make sense, Enjoy does. Dilute 5 grams of Enjoy into 2 liters of water and get 8 glasses of thirst-quenching flavorsome juice. Enjoy. Share the joy. Foodco. Investing in the future.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. A southern-based lawmaker has observed the need for people involved in money laundering and other financial-related crimes to be regarded as those committing capital offences such as murder. Speaking in Parliament during his submission on Committee of Supply Head 16 dealing with the funding of the Drug Enforcement Commission, DEC, Katombora Member of Parliament Clement Andeleki is of the view that the theft of public resources should no longer be treated with kids' gloves. Mr. Andeleki submitted that it is unacceptable that public officials continue to misuse authority granted to them by the people to enrich themselves when citizens are suffering from endless poverty coupled with shortage of other social amenities.
Corruption and other financial crime related have been a thorny issue in many African countries, including Zambia and world over. The effects of financial crimes are well spelled out as poverty and hunger among those at the bottom of the economy are the worst hit. For effective investigations to be carried out by authorities, adequate funding is key. Hence, parliamentarians have been debating the recent announced budget for 2023 financial year. Debating on the Committee of Supply Head 16 on the funding towards the Drug Enforcement Commission, Katombora Member of Parliament Clement Andeleki compared money laundering and corruption as being equal to a murder case.
Crime on white collar has become more sophisticated, and Zambia cannot afford to remain behind. Madam Speaker, money laundering is a transnational organized crime which is very, very sophisticated, and in the absence of advanced technology and proper financial support to this institution, Zambia risks to become a vessel upon which the sophisticated offenders would use this country to merely wash the funds that are stolen from other jurisdictions. Madam Speaker, we also wish to urge the ministry, as we support this head, that there is need to decentralize the institution of the Drug Enforcement Commission. We take notice, Madam Speaker, that crimes occur in fractions of a second, particularly matters that involve white-collar crime.
Mr. Andeleki wants past, present, and future corruption cases to be fought tooth and nail without looking at people's face or ethnicity.
Highly strengthened. Madam Chairperson, allow me also to address the issue of politically exposed persons. These are the people who are entrusted to handle public resources, like ourselves and other colleagues that handle money. And some of these people have acquired very serious wealth to an extent where people had even to acquire helicopters who earn very little. We have civil servants, 51 houses, monies that are very, very unclean and unclear and cannot be accounted for.
With advancement in technology, fighting corruption in Zambia will also require massive resources so as to match the culprits' techniques. Muya Mokombota, MUVI TV News, Livingstone.
And here is our editorial comment looking at how some opposition members of parliament have put politics aside to work for their electorates through use of increased Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Has disclosed that all community-based projects under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, have received approval for funding. He adds all proposals for grants in Kabompo have been approved for funding. Mr. Lufuma says the CDF implementation in Kabompo is going on smoothly.
I'd say it's going on very, very well. We have had the necessary in the first place, in the first instance, we have had all the money that is supposed to be dispersed to the constituency has been dispersed, and community projects have been approved. All community projects have been approved by the center, that is at Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. All the grants also to various groups, the youth and women, have been approved, and we are dispersing them in terms of quotas. So the first quota has been dispersed, the second quota will be dispersed as soon as possible, and third and fourth. So that is not a problem, it's going on smoothly. A lot of our women folk, a lot of our youth have been able to access those funds and are doing well. The only section, let me say, which has not been implemented is the loan facility. The approvals have been done from the point of view of the constituency, but we await the modalities in terms of implementation, the processes, which banks are we going to use, and things like that. That has to come from the central government, from the state. So we are waiting that direction. As soon as that direction is given, those who have applied for loans will be given the loans. And for all intent and purposes, I think we are doing well. This is a fund that has been appreciated by all, and would like to definitely, from the point of view as a member of parliament, to thank the government of the day for having actually implemented this CDF, increased the CDF from 1.6 to 25.7. It's doing wonders. And we also would like to hail the government, to commend the government for increasing it yet again from 25.7% million kwacha to 28.
Now, the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock has vaccinated 5,996 cattle against the East Coast fever disease in 20 veterinary camps of Monza District. Monza District Fisheries and Livestock Coordinator Tabitha Deka told the National Agriculture Information Services in Monza that the vaccination program was carried out to protect cows from the disease. For details, here is Lawrence Kabutu of NAIS.
5,996 cattle have been vaccinated against the East Coast fever disease, popularly known as corridor disease in Monza District. Monza District Fisheries and Livestock Coordinator Tabitha Deka said the vaccination program was carried out by the Ministry of Fisheries and livestock in the district.
So far, as at last week, we vaccinated a total of 5,996 cattle. And what we had received as vaccine initially was 5,000 doses. Close to the end of the program, when we received the 5,000, we received an additional 800 doses. Then within a short period of time, we received another additional 1,000 doses, which gives us a total of 6,800 doses.
And Monze District Sese Control Biologist Albert Mwinga said the ministry vaccinated 20 veterinary camps in the district against the East Coast fever.
Vaccinated cows in 20 veterinary camps of Monze District. My encouragement to the farmers is let them continue paying for this exercise so that their cows can be vaccinated to protect them against the deadly disease, which is East Coast fever.
Meanwhile, District Fisheries and Life Coordinator Tabitha Decker noted that the immunization that was given to calves will strengthen the immunity of animals against the disease.
Our farmers understand that when an animal has been vaccinated between the ages of 2 and 18 months, it gains immunity for a lifetime, which means it cannot get East Coast fever or corridor denkete.
Reporting, Lawrence Kabuchu in Monze.
Opposition Patriotic Front (PF) party presidential hopeful Emmanuel Mwamba has challenged government to explain why a foreign firm, Grant Thornton, is undertaking audit of the security and defense forces. Speaking when he featured on MUVI TV's Breakfast with the Boys Saturday morning, Mr. Mwamba says it's the first time in the history of Zambia that government has engaged a foreign firm to audit sensitive wings of government. Mr. Mwamba, who is also PF Deputy Information and Publicity Secretary and Zambia's former ambassador to South Africa and Ethiopia, notes that the presence of Grant Thornton overlooks the financial charter on security wings. He has since called on President Hichilema to direct the Office of the Auditor General, which is mandated by law to audit security wings, to quickly move in and do so. Government spokesperson Chushi Kasanda was not available for a comment at broadcast time.
Raise something very sensitive. I said the Zambia Air Force, for the first time, is being audited by private entity. Grant Thornton is at ZAF base now, and they've been given latitude to audit other audits on security and defense. That's a very serious allegation. I would not raise that without verification, without establishing. And here I am. I said, look, the financial charter doesn't allow any other person to audit a security institution in this country, security or defense institution. The financial charter says only the Auditor General in person must audit intelligence, must audit Zambia Army, Zambia Air Force, ZNS, in person. You go with the team. But here is this government that has brought an outside entity, an advisory and audit firm, and have named them Grant Thornton at ZAF. What are they doing there? Literally, this is criminal. In fact, if the Auditor General is so busy, he's got his staff spread across the country, auditing ministries and provincial centers, his duty is to recall that staff and take them where there is an urgent need. For example, if the president or law enforcement agencies have established that among the purchases that occurred, there could be corrupt or an illegal process, he has to mobilize the Auditor General to quickly.
Now here is our editorial comment on the opposition.
Development Fund, CDF, as many might be aware, is money set aside for purposes of developing community projects which people in various constituencies are in urgent need of. When President Hakainde Hichilema in 2021 came to power, one of his promises was to ensure that development is people-centered, hence increasing the amount of money allocated to each constituency from 1 million to over 25 million kwacha. It is with no doubt that bottlenecks came along with regards to management of the CDF, which led to many MPs, both from the ruling and opposition, expressing concern as projects were delaying to be implemented. In this editorial opinion, we look at how one particular member of parliament from the opposition who has put politics aside to focus on how to develop his constituency using the increased CDF. The parliamentarian in question is Kanchivia lawmaker Sande Chanda, a once vocal and outspoken Patriotic Front media director of then ruling PF. It is, in our opinion, that among the many opposition members of parliament who have resorted to pure politics 1 year on, Mr. Chanda has surprised many, including the narrator who thought his usual style of politics of criticizing everything that the current government is doing. But to the contrary, the Kanchivia MP has focused his energy on working for his people, while other MPs in the opposition continue looking at the negative part of CDF. Sande Chanda has overlooked the minor challenges in the CDF guidelines by remaining positive to what the over 25 million kwacha will do to people he is representing. Recently, his constituency acquired an earth-moving equipment meant to address challenges of roads in the constituency, among other many CDF-funded projects. It is for this reason that, in our opinion, we feel it is high time for politicians, be it those in the ruling and opposition, to realize that elections were done immediately, results were announced, and it is time for lawmakers to show cause as to why they should be re-elected by people come 2026 based on their personal promises. We are further of the view that any member of parliament refusing to utilize CDF because it is perceived to be a UPND move is not only decampaigning himself or her, but denying citizens who sent them to parliament of the much needed development. As we end this editorial opinion, we would like to caution members of parliament, especially those in opposition, to realize that CDF is not UPND money but government resource. Hence, equating it to the ruling party will do more harm to those still politicking, and they risk not being voted back to power as they will be rated according to their performance. That's your editorial opinion.
We go for another set of commercials. We'll be getting back.
Bet on your luck with OneXBet. Bet on the sports events with OneXBet. Get the tickets and take part in the super cool prizes draw. Bet on your luck with OneXBet.
And away go the balloon.
Let's go back 1982. That was way back when. The World Cup's about to start. Did everyone watch it together?
Yeah, you got everyone together, get the tournament started.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Los Angeles. What an atmosphere.
I'll have to start that again because I've faltered in the middle of it.
Oh, welcome to France. No more second chances.
It's a great run by Michael Owen, and he might finish it off. Oh, it's a wonderful...
That great goal against Argentina.
Aluko.
Wales on the brink of qualification.
Welsh football's future doesn't include the World Cup finals.
And Wales join England in the 2022 World Cup.
It's the dream, the greatest tournament in the world.
We live it, we love it. The FIFA World Cup 2022, Sunday, 20th of November on ITV.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. Now, Western Province Permanent Secretary Simomo Akapelwa has called for completion of stored projects dotted around the province in the 2023 national budget. Speaking after touring infrastructure under construction in Sikongo district, Mr. Simomo reveals that the buildings need to be finalized next year so that they become operational.
Province Permanent Secretary Simomo Akapelwa wants all stored projects in the province completed.
The 10 medium-cost houses, to me, would be the priority one. Priority 2 would be finalizing the district administration building so that people have where to operate from and some houses are working. That would be priority 1 and 2 for me as we come into the new budget year.
The permanent secretary has, however, commended Congo Council for coming up with initiatives of raising funds for the local authority.
They have made quite a bit of progress, I would say. I'm standing here in front of the guest room I slept in. Their guest house is already working. They have a conference hall, an initiative which I haven't seen in the other districts.
And the permanent secretary also toured the rehabilitated Kalabo Farmers Training Center, where he was briefed by Kalabo Dako.
The dormitory has got about 30 bed capacity. It has been facelifted with all the vetted facilities. We have an office block which also has a kitchen. Also under this project, there's water reticulation all over. I think we have got about 5 boreholes.
Sifue Mwangala, Fanis News, Western Province.
Persistent erratic water supply and poor sanitation in some parts of Nakonde district in Muchinga province. Nakonde Member of Parliament Lucas Simumba during the National Assembly debates on matter of public agency raised the concern, stating that this challenge has not spared government workers. He says for weeks some toilets in public places have remained closed, a situation he described unsafe for the users. Mr. Simumba said the onset of the rains, if the situation is unattended to, it's likely that they might be a health hazard. However, in her response, Speaker of the National Assembly, Nelly Muti, asked the lawmaker to engage the relevant authorities and also ensure that the Constituency Development Fund CDF is used to provide solutions to the problem first.
Madam Speaker, Nakonde has had no water for the past 1 week. This is because the stream where we are connected to, Madam Speaker, has dried up. Madam Speaker, we are worried because we are at the border and we receive a lot of people from different parts of Zambia. And these people, Madam Speaker, they would want also to use the toilets. As I'm speaking, Madam Speaker, some of the public toilets have been locked up. They have closed because of not having water. Madam Speaker, as you know that contaminated water and that of poor sanitation, Madam Speaker, can lead to the transmission of diseases such as cholera, dysentery, and diarrhea. Also typhoid, Madam Speaker, because if the outbreak of this can come to Nakonde, which means all the parts of Isoka, Chinsari will be affected, Madam Speaker. I seek your serious guidance because even the government workers, Madam Speaker, they're just fetching water from the wells to use when there is the nature. They are answering the core of nature.
I don't know if you have even taken the trouble to get in touch with the disaster management to see how they can help you so that they can either find water which can be used in the meantime as we are waiting for the rain or something to be done. I don't know whether you have dug up wells. That's why there is this CDF. Please, can we use CDF where it's necessary so that we can alleviate some of these problems? The problem of water will still be there. All you need to do is get in touch with the community. What project does the community want? If you want to see problems with the CDF guidelines, then nothing will be achieved. In the meantime, the money will be sitting there. The community will not take advantage of and benefit from the money. Please, let's take measures. We are part and parcel of the government ourselves. So we need to help and engage the minister.
Water Aid Zambia and People's Process on Housing and Poverty Zambia have supported the construction of 1,200 toilets in Lusaka's Kanyama area. The exercise has been executed through the Clean Cities for Growth and Development project in partnership with Lusaka Water and Sanitation Company to complement government's effort in ending waterborne diseases. Speaking to MUVI TV News, Water Aid Zambia Program Officer Kangwa Chinkutelele disclosed that the project intends to promote access to sanitation and services to 1,200 households with access to effective and self-sanitation solid waste management services. He says this is especially for women and girls as a direct contribution from the project responding to Sustainable Development Goals SDGs number 6 and 13. Ms. Chinkutelele says Lusaka Water and Sewerage Company through the Lusaka Sanitation Project has further implemented a pre-financing model and discounted the cost to facilitate the construction of the household toilets at 2,400 kwacha.
Models can be emptied by professionals. There is a lot of illegal emptying happening in Kanyama from the makeshift sanitation facilities. So once we saw that there was an existing model that would allow communities to have safe waste disposal as well as have access to a clean and safe toilet. This is something that we definitely bought into. So during the project, we have been able to support a total of 1,200 toilets in Kanyama, and the payment model has been one that has allowed for flexibility.
You're still watching the MUVI TV News. For now, we go for another set of commercials. We're coming back with more stories.
Paying for groceries the old way.
3, 4, yeah, 5.
I don't even know what he's doing.
7, 8, 9.
Allow me. Paying for groceries with the My Airtel app. You have the power in your pocket. The power to conveniently pay for goods and services. Unlock that power with the My Airtel app. Visit the App Store or Google Play now.
That's my wife. Yeah, let me just take these coins. Yeah.
What is a good dream? It's a dream that Lucky Buy mobile application has simplified and defined through a simple spend of 1 kwacha. It's easy. Download from Google Play Store, enter your phone number and verify with a secure code. Or visit any of our Lucky Buy booths and deposit as little as 1 kwacha. You could be the lucky winner of a phone, laptop, TV set and many more. Download the Lucky Buy app now or visit any of our agents to get started. Lucky Buy, 1 kwacha, 1 dream.
Welcome back, and now for the rest of the news. Civic Forum on Housing and Habit Zambia has bemoaned the low levels of adherence to building codes and planning in the country. In an interview, Executive Director Grace Mtonga notes with concern the country has failed to respect planning guidelines, resulting into a disaster for the nation. She states there is need to strengthen the enforcement of the regulatory framework with regards to housing development as well as urban development. She has called on the local authorities working together with the ward development committees to sensitize communities on the importance of following developmental guidelines. Ms. Mtonga has charged that the effect of climate change has no longer a government and civic society issue, but one that concerned every Zambian. Well, and that's it for the MUVI TV News, but before we go, a recap of the headlines. Chinkuli dismayed with filthy old Soweto market. Government halts eviction of Lutikila forest encroachers. Emmanuel Mwamba flags offside Grant Thornton's audit of security wings. Nakonda District Poor Sanitation worries lawmaker. Well, thank you so much for having joined us for the MUVI TV news. We'll be back at 21:15 with the news headlines.
By enrolling in the January 2023 intake at Creso University.
Fidelity Stores has new items from a brand you can trust, Electromaster.
When looking for electrical home appliances, look no further than Electromaster, a brand you can trust.
Items include blenders, steam and dry pressing irons, mini cooker and ovens, single plate cooker, double plate cooker, single and double deep fryers.
By enrolling in the January 2023 intake at Creso University, you stand a chance of winning this beautiful Mazda Demio in the grand draw of the Creso University Winning Car Competition. Plus other prizes that include laptops, Lenovo tablets, smartphones and t-shirts in the weekly draw.
To participate, first fill in the application form and enroll for your most preferred program. Pay the entry fee of 150 kwacha deducted towards tuition fees. For existing students, pay up your balance and be entered into the draw. Creso University drew Zambia and the world's attention by graduating over 1,000 students at their 8th graduation ceremony, graced by Her Honor, the Vice President of the Republic of Zambia. Enroll on full-time, distance and part-time and do your PhD, master's degree, or diploma with us in programs such as Health Sciences, Education, Theology, Business, ICT and Social Sciences. For more information, email us on admissions@cresouniversity.edu.zm or call us on 0967 796562, 0976 900 681 or visit us at City Campus on Nangwenya Road at Go Center.
Follow the draws every Friday at 19 hours on LITOVIA TV, Channel 96 on Topster and Channel 3 MUVI TV Decoder. Creso University, meeting the educational needs of today.
It feels like change is never going to come.